What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Tomlin Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, live from the Steel Basement. Hey, man, it's good to be back with you all. Excuse me. The reason why I say back is I could not come and talk to you guys after Monday. Ended up being Monday, right? Couldn't talk to you guys after the game Sunday. You guys know I was out of town. Really wanted to talk to you guys, and what a late game that was. And we're going to get all into it, man. And since I was unable to have any type of reaction to the game with you guys, I'm going to spend a majority of the time talking about the game. Excuse me. I can't guarantee how long I'm going to be, guys. My goal, of course, is to get the phone calls tonight, but if I'm unable to get to the calls, I think you guys will understand. I got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to try to run through it. But like I said, I don't know how long it will take. We shall see. But what's happening, everybody? Good to see you, man. Let's dive right in. Let's say hello to the early commenters, and we'll get right to it. My man, Mark Cunningham in the building. Hello. The lovely Lanisha in the building. Guys, make sure you take time to say hello to our lady listeners. We appreciate them. We uplift them. Lay out the red carpet, man. Make sure you say hello. Here's another one. Angie, a.k.a. Baby Stiller. Hello. Good to see you as well. Appreciate you tuning in. My man, Y Diggy's in the building. Stiller Lee in the building. Stiller Cards in the building. Joshua Shields in the building. Vista Light in the building. Jamie Carlo in the building. My good buddy CT Pittman in the building. He says that press conference today had the chat whining. I'm sure it did. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit as well. Not necessarily just the conference, but some brief comments that I pulled from it. Actually, hold on, guys. There was a lot. Oh man. Hold on, guys. I forgot to do something. Man, and I did not want to forget it. So what I'm actually going to do here live on the show, I'm going to go to the press conference so I can remember the list of names of the guys who are injured. Let's see. A host of injuries, man. And I got to find it. Hold on, guys. I gotta find it because I don't want to miss anybody. All right, let me find it, guys. Then we'll get to it. My bad. Very bootleg today. All right, here we go. All right, so I got that queued up. Round of applause. Appreciate the donation here early, man. Thank you very much. Coming from Stiller Lee. Round of applause. Thank you for the Wonder Bread. Thank you. He says, let's get this out the way. Why on earth do we fans really expect Tomlin to put GP on blast about discipline? He didn't do it for AB, nor any other receiver. Man, that is an excellent point. Let's address that really quick. And maybe we'll come back and address it a little bit later in the show. I don't know what fans and what you guys, that some of y'all that might be in the chat, I don't really know what you guys expect to hear in a press conference. I think all of us are smart enough to know when a coach is just giving you an answer Here we go. We back. My bad, guys. I don't know what just happened there. Somehow the microphone went down, but we're back. And you guys can hear me loud and clear, right? I'm not too loud. Let's make sure everything is good. I think I touched the back of the microphone wire or something, and it went down in the software. But let's make sure you guys can hear me really quick. I thought somebody was trying to silence me. But y'all give me the A-OK. Give me the thumbs up. Let me know that y'all can hear me just fine. Make sure it's not too loud and such. And we'll get to it. Okay, y'all are saying it's all good now. Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. That was quite interesting. But yeah, let's get back to it. All right, so really quick. And let me push the mic cord away from me so I don't do that again. Here's the thing. We all have been watching football long enough, right? Or it ain't even got to be football. It could be any coach or any sports team. I don't know what you guys, the fans, are looking for a lot of times in these interviews. They're not going to give you the meat and potatoes of everything. They're not going to give you the ins and out. They're not going to throw, especially if we're talking about Mike Tomlin, he's not going to throw a player under the bus. He has said numerous times in conferences, hey, not giving you all the ingredients to the hot dog. Didn't he just say that not too long ago? They're not going to tell you. He's going to give you an answer. He's going to sit up there and answer it to the best of his ability and give you an answer that sounds somewhat believable when you're talking about in-house personal things. But I'm going to say it like this too. Let me just put this to rest. I don't care if it was Mike Tomlin or any other coach. As long as the player is not affecting the team, I don't care what type of attitude they got, them being a diva and all of that. I don't care until it starts to affect the team. So let's say what's being said about George Pickens, saying that he's lazy on routes or yada, yada, yada. Let's just suppose that continued. And if that continued, oh, now we got a problem. Now I'm looking at the team and head coach to figure that out. But if it does not affect the team, I don't care what these people are doing in their personal life. I do not care. I don't care how good or bad they are mentality or personality-wise on the field if they're producing and it's not affecting the locker room. Only when we can literally see and tell, and I'm saying not just a game that somebody says, oh, look at this effort. I'm talking about it has to be a duration of time where we can see with our own eyes that this guy, like AB at the end. That's the only time I'm concerned. So that's it. Prayers up for Flacco. What happened to Flacco? Oh, he says, first Steelers game I'll probably miss watching in Tampa. I may have no power. Oh, man. Yeah, guys. Really quick, man. Prayers up to Flacco, man, and anybody else. Lanisha's in Florida. Lanisha, I don't know how affected you might be. My father-in-law, my actual father-in-law, my wife's actual father, he's in Florida. Guys, y'all hear me refer to Leonard Langley as well as my father-in-law because he is married to my mother-in-law. So do the math. Obviously, my wife's mother and father are not together. So in my eyes, I have two father-in-laws. For some of y'all that got confused there, but yeah, he's in Tampa, and hopefully everything will work out for all of you all that are in Florida or in harm's way, whatever other states it might incorporate. So blessings and prayers to all of y'all, man. Stay safe. And I will say this, be smart. Don't be one of them people that I'm hearing on the news. Oh, my home is built to last. I'm staying. Dog, what you trying to prove by doing that? I mean, it's your choice, but I don't understand the hesitation to not evacuate. I like the resistance. I'm not doing it. I don't care. Oh, okay. But all right, let's get back to some football, man. Listen, like I said, Coach Tomlin is not going to throw the player under the bus. So I don't know what you guys are expecting. So that's all I got on that. All right, so let's get right to it, man. Let's get right to it. Listen, I told you guys again, it hurt to not see the game in real time. Had a phenomenal time in Atlanta. One of my best friends in the world got married. I was in the wedding, so I was out of town from Friday until early Monday morning. We flew back. The wedding was on Sunday. The wedding began at about 4:30, 4:45. And as you know it, the way the service and everything was going, didn't get a chance to see the game. And the game got delayed, as some of you guys know, but we were still out and about until about 11 o'clock. I had the opportunity to watch halftime. I decided against it, the second half. And then I ended up watching the last 6 minutes of the game, right? So I did feel that agony that you guys felt in real time as the game ended. But then I went back, rewatched the condensed version where it's just the plays. And I got to watch maybe a handful of all 22 footage. So I have some notations and things that I want to talk about this game. Like I said, man, I might be long-winded tonight. I'm going to try not to be. I can't promise whether we'll get the calls or not, because I just have a lot to say. And if you must have your call answered, you want to move up the line, you could drop a small donation in the chat, put your area code in there so I know who it is, and I'll move you up. But let's get to the action, guys. Let me get to talking. Here's my quick recap, man, from what I saw watching the game. First and foremost, I got to say this. Well, actually, hold on. My bad. Let me get to the Tomlin stuff first. Let's talk about the Tomlin stuff first. And really the only thing I'm going to talk about there is just the injury. So, like I said, I forgot to write them down, so I will play them here in real time so we can hear them. Let's get to that real quick.
That we're dealing with. DeMarvin Leal can be characterized as out as we sit here with a neck injury. Nick Herbig can be characterized as out with a hamstring injury. Patterson could be characterized as out again this week with his ankle injury. Alex Highsmith out with his groin injury. Pruitt doubtful with his knee injury. Jaylen Warren doubtful with his knee injury. A new addition to that list, KZ. KZ rolled his ankle in pregame, was able to function in game, but obviously on the other side of the game, it really swelled, and he's not in a good spot. He could probably be characterized as doubtful as well this week. We had some other bumps and bruises associated with play. We'll manage those at the beginning of the week and expect those guys to pick up in terms of participation as we push through the week. Included in that is Isaac Seumalo, who played in his first game. We'll manage him at the beginning of the week, but no negative consequence for performance there from a health perspective for him. We're in a little bit different place as I stand here today with Russ this week than we have been in recent weeks.
All right, we can stop right there. And I'm sorry, guys, I did it the ghetto way because I forgot to jot down the names. But y'all hear all of those names, and we'll talk about Russ here a little bit later. Wow. Guys, everybody that he named there has had an impact or been impactful or the potential to be impactful in these football games so far this season. Leal was a converted edge rusher, a guy that did kind of hybrid that they said they were going to start using him as an edge. Helped out with some of those duties with Highsmith going down and Herbig having to be the starter opposite TJ Watt. Leal is out. Herbig is out. Highsmith still out. Holy moly. What is going to happen at edge? I know we got Moon, but then I'm expecting there's going to be some other guys I'm sure they're going to have to bring up. I'm not even really familiar with some of these guys on the practice squad. I mean, I know who they are, but I couldn't tell you how good or bad they are. I don't remember the last time I've seen some of those guys play. Wow. That's not good. Jaylen Warren out again. Kadaro Patterson. Last time we saw him on the field, he was giving us a spark in the way he runs and the speed that he possessed. He's going to be out again. So now again, Najee Harris has to carry the mail with Champlin, I think the guy's name is, and Ward. Now, I don't want to disrespect any running back because as you look around the league, there's a lot of running backs that get it done. You don't have to be a first rounder. You don't even have to be a drafted guy. Many would say it's a fungible position. I'm just saying, when we haven't seen some of these guys in action, we don't have the same level of comfort. Hey, Jaylen Warren was undrafted, right? And he earned it. Well, we haven't seen these other guys earn it. So that's why I look at it like that. Wow. Pruitt. How much was Pruitt pivotal to some of the running game when we were running 12 and 13 personnel? Out. And then KZ dealing with possibly an ankle issue. Seyamalu could potentially be doubtful. Like, what in the world is going on? Pretty banged up team, man. So just keep all of that in mind as we push forward. So, wow. And I wouldn't necessarily say that Steelers cards. I mean, I get what you mean when you say cursed with injuries, but it's a lot of team, man. A lot of teams dealing with them. Look, we faced the Cowboys team that didn't have Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. And I think they were banged up in their secondary. So it's the NFL, man. That's why it's the got to be next man up, but that means your depth has to be like that because it's going to get tested. Every team is dealing with it. So, all right, man, now let's get into the stuff that I saw. Again, guys, full disclosure, really quick. Let me see how many of you guys are up in here. The reason why I want to know that is, before I start getting into the details of what I'm going to talk about on the show, I just, want to make sure that enough people is in here to hear it, or some stuff I could save near the end of the show. Okay, yeah, we're at about 93 people, so we got a good crowd. So let's dive right into it. I want to, again, here's my disclaimer. Most of you that watch the show would have known this. The reason why I did not do a post-game show, I was not in town. I was in Atlanta. I was in one of my best friend's wedding, had a phenomenal time in Atlanta. Oh my God, this weekend was amazing. Did not get a chance to watch the game in real time. I waited until the game was over. The next day even, I watched some of it on the plane, or some of it yesterday. A little bit later, I watched the condensed version. That's the beauty of Game Pass. I watched the whole game in 40 minutes or less. And here are my notations as far as what I think happened in that game and why the Pittsburgh Steelers was not victorious. First of all, great call. Great play call on the first drive, man, to Connor Haywood. Now, I want to ask you guys this. This is going to be the first question I have for y'all tonight. Should that have been a catch? Some people are putting it on, Justin Fields, and some people are putting it on Connor Haywood. Y'all know my rules. If it hits your hands, bro, you got to bring it in. This is the NFL. People make these type of catches. Diving catches and such. People do it. We see them do it weekly. If it hits the two mitts, you got to pull it in, man. Yeah. I'm going to wait a few minutes and give you guys a few seconds to see how many more of you guys agree or disagree. Yeah, should have caught it. That's on Connor. Somebody said Bishop equals office visit. Yeah, man, I got some office visits. I ain't going to get to it tonight, though, because Tuesdays is reserved for the big hat moment. But, yeah, I would have definitely had some office visits. Okay, a lot of you guys agree. The infamous Tim said he caught it and didn't survive the ground. Yeah, could have been a better ball, but so could 95% of throws. Catch it, professional tight end. I agree. Catch the ball. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kenyon getting into a lot. Yeah. Kenyon already know where I'm going with. Here's the funny thing. Kenyon and myself and Tony, none of us talked. None of us talked about the game, man. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. Yeah, I mean, you said he's a football player, not a wide receiver, but listen, this dude catches the football. He did it in college. I'm not making no excuses for anybody who is lining up as an eligible receiver unless you are a lineman. Connor Haywood is a Swiss Army knife. He catches the ball out the backfield. He's caught the ball as a tight end. He's even run the ball out of the backfield. So I'm not gonna give him that. Oh, he's not a receiver. He's a football player. I get it. I'm not saying you're making excuses for him. I'm just saying he should have caught the football. But anyway, I wanted to give some credit there to Arthur Smith because I'm gonna say something as well about Arthur Smith that you guys may agree or may disagree. But I thought that was a great play call on 1st and 10 at that. That's kind of getting outside of your norm. I've been big on the Steelers to not be so predictable. They're going to be predictable to a degree because they have this somewhat personality that they want to be. So they're going to be predictable at times of running the football. And there's times when you shouldn't be running the ball. I'm going to talk about that as well. But I got to give credit in that particular instance. That was a great call by Arthur Smith. Got him wide open. Kind of delaying back there, and he streaks down the left sideline. You got to hit that. But anyway, let's move on. Speaking of running the football, third and 8. Do y'all remember it was a situation in the game where it was 3rd and 8? And Arthur Smith decides to run a toss sweep. I think that was Shamklin. Is it Shamklin or Shampkin? Number 33 is what he wears. 3rd and 8. And we run a toss. What was that? Boy, Arthur Smith better be glad this ain't post game because he'd be in the office. And I'm going to give him some credit tonight too. But what, bruh? Please explain that to me. Because if y'all remember on that drive, we had run the football pretty decent. We had a pretty decent drive going. I'll say that. We had a pretty decent drive going up until that point. Why are we running a toss on 3rd and 8? I guess you trying to catch him off guard. And on top of that, you run it more towards the boundary. You don't even give a whole lot of room to maneuver. Did not understand that play call. I did not. I did not understand that. Like I said, I'm not going to beat up Arthur Smith tonight, man, because there's some things that I think Arthur Smith is potentially doing well. It's going to come down to execution as well. It's not all just coaching. And we're not going to agree with every play call, guys. Even the best football teams we've seen, I don't always agree with the play call. So I'm not going to beat down Arthur Smith for that one particular call, but I am going to question, why did you do it in that instance? What did you see? And here's the question that I wrote right after that comment. Are they not trusting Justin Fields in that situation? Remember what I said, guys, about us being able to be more of a threat in those situations and out of 11 personnel and be able to work better outside of the bigger, bulkier packages? Oh, whoa. Whoa. But remember when I said that? And this is what I'm saying. It's almost like when the script is not going according to plan, we almost don't know what to do at times. It's either not allowing Justin Fields to play freer, meaning opening up the playbook, or calling the plays very conservative. I just do not understand that. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that in that situation, and I don't like potentially playing 4-3. I just don't like that. Yeah, this offense, I would have to agree with right, Stillberg. I would have to agree with Colin Cowherd if he said that as well. I didn't see it. Like I said, I generally don't watch a lot of those guys, and especially some of those talking heads. They just be talking. I try not to I never let this happen, but for sake of argument, I try not to let somebody else's opinion cloud what I'm thinking. So some of these guys, that's what they do. They make a lot of noise. And I'm not saying that as a slight to him. I'm just saying there's certain guys I usually don't agree with. I just didn't understand that play call. I do think we're running like a caveman offense at times, but let me tell you, I will give Arthur Smith credit for this, and y'all can disagree with me if you want. Arthur Smith is not necessarily calling bad play calls all the time. Remember when I told you guys, man, that I can see the more I watch the game, the more I watch film, going back to the Matt Canada days, you can see when it was a bad play call versus the play didn't work. Arthur Smith doesn't have as many bad play calls, in my opinion. There are some scenarios where I do see that we're running a lot of vertical routes, but the reason why is because a lot of these plays that we're taking downfield are off of play action. Is limited routes. So it's almost like we're just going to try to set up and hit it deep. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what he did in Tennessee. So he is kind of running that same mindset of offense. However, he is mixing in some plays here and there. Like, if you really pay attention, Arthur Smith has drawn up some really good plays at times, even some of the ones that have worked. Some of these times we're not executing well, especially in the run game. We're not blocking it up that well as well. So y'all know me. I'm not always going to say a coordinator is horrible because the play didn't work. There's other factors there. The people blocking and things of that nature. And generally I could tell when you start watching the game, man, over and over and over, and you start watching film, you can say, you know what, that was actually a good call. We just didn't execute. So I will give him credit there, man. I think he's actually calling our games better than we might give him credit for. However, he still falls into predictability sometimes. He teeters the line. But I see where we could probably open this offense up a bit. And another part of it, guys, we're really suffering, man, with not really having a bona fide number 2 receiver. Like, we have really literally turned into the Tennessee Titans of 2019, 2020, where you got this one big stud receiver in AJ Brown, and that's going to be your one-on-one shots, and everybody else is like ancillary pieces. He literally did that. And I think it's starting to show. Some of these other guys are not winning their one-on-ones. Round of applause to CT Pittman, man. I appreciate the donation, brother. Yep. And I definitely would have to say this. In agreeance with CT Pittman, he says, we are a work in progress. These growing pains we must endure. Fans want a development and a new offense. This is a development. And I was wrong about the defense. I'll eat my crow for that. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm not going to say you were wrong, but, as the title says, man, I think I know this team already after 5 weeks. I don't think I have to wait 6 and 7. Steeler Card says GP isn't a number 1. Define that. Because remember, we did the same thing to Juju. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want you guys to, like I've said before, give me some, some substance to your comments, because I want to see what your thought process is. When you say he's not a number 1, define what that means in this offense. Define what it means to you when you say he's not a number 1. All right, let's get back to it, man, because I'll be here all night and I can't be here all night. So yeah, that 3rd and 8 was questionable. It was absolutely a head scratcher. Steelers had to settle for a field goal. And like I wrote there, were they not trusting Justin Fields in that situation? There was another moment. Justin Fields did underthrow Van Jefferson on the deep downfield, down the right side on our second possession. And I wrote here, Linval Joseph destroys Amalu on the very next play. Y'all remember that? It was almost a fumble. We recovered it, and it brought it to a 3rd and 24. I don't know what was happening with Amalu right there, but Joseph destroyed him. Luckily enough, we didn't fumble that away, but it's 3rd and 24, and you know what happens after that. But yeah, I will say, and again, I already know some people are going to have opinions about that throw. Guys miss throws all the time. I'm not sitting here trying to vouch for Fields or speak negatively against him. It just simply put, on that particular throw, threw it a bit short. If he puts it out a little further, that may have been a touchdown or a big gain because Van Jefferson was behind the defense. Again, when I go back and watch that on the All-22, I want to look and see what may have been happening there, as far as routes. But whatever we drew up, we got behind the defense. Let me interrupt myself really quick, guys. Stillberg, appreciate the Wonder Bread. Thank you for the donation. He says, stack the box to stop Najee. Send the blitz on third down to kill the drive. Why is it so easy to stop this offense? And that goes back to what I was saying, man. We have to be a versatile offense in this regard. Mix up what you're trying to do. I'm cool with trying to be a running team, but we need to mix it up. You need to showcase different things at different times and then go back to your plan. But it shouldn't be where you can almost, place a bet on it. You have to be versatile in terms of approach. I'm not saying we need all these gadget plays and all of that. That's why certain offensive coordinators are who they are and who they're not. I'm not telling him to be like anybody else. I'm just saying within your playbook, I'm sure you have a plethora of formations. I've seen them. You use a plethora of personnel. I've seen that. I'm sure you have multiple plays out of 11 personnel. All I'm asking Arthur Smith to do is utilize more of your own playbook, sir. I know the playbook is not super limited because, like I said, if you really pay attention, he does some real tricky things. But some of y'all never notice it if it don't work. And that's just reality. Some people will never notice it if it didn't work. I'm just asking him to mix up his approach. Just have the same mentality in what you want to do. And if it works, it works. But when it's not working early, I need you to start mixing some things in early so we don't have to play catch up all the time. Let's see. Next, what I wrote. Steelers did a tush push. Did y'all see that? It wasn't necessarily like the Eagles, but they did somewhat of a tush push. I had never really seen that in our offense that I can recall. The next thing that I wrote, man, listen, Deshaun Elliott, had 2 touchdowns put on him tonight. I understand that Sunday night. And some people are going to call him a bust now. He's not. Deshaun Elliott has been great for the Steelers so far this season. He even did some good things in that game. Unfortunately, he got his feet tangled up, or the turf monster got him. He fell down on that first touchdown. And then, unfortunately, that last play, I'm going to talk about that later, but he got himself in position to almost make a play, but great throw by Dak. But I'll talk about that towards the end as far as how I felt about that interaction, period. But yes, I still think Deshaun Elliott overall plays all over the field. He's making a lot of tackles. I like this guy. What a signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm still sticking to that. I'm not coming off of that just because the 2 touchdowns happen to be with him in coverage. I don't do that. I don't flip-flop. And I saw some of y'all doing that. I saw it. One game now he's a bum. Y'all need to stop that. Oh, man. Still a Lee. Appreciate that Wonder Bread. Round of applause. Still Elite says, my family has an inside joke, second in Najee. Yeah, that's how predictable we are at times. And that's what I'm saying, man. It's times where he does some things that we don't, like even incorporating halfback screens. We hadn't seen that in years. But all I'm saying is all of that you have in your bag, Arthur Smith, start mixing it up. That's all. It's just like playing cards. After you play a hand of spades, you got to shuffle that thing. So you ain't dishing out the same cards to the same people. But it's the same deck of cards, right? That's all I'm saying that I need him to do. Just shuffle your deck, brother. Shuffle the deck. That's all. Shuffle the deck. But, yeah. What's the next notation I have here, guys? Shout outs to Isaiah Loudermilk, man, making a play on special teams. We got a blocked field goal. Let's see. I also wrote here. Oh, hold on. Got some more Wonder Bread. Appreciate that, last King of Scotland. Thank you very much. Okay. Not sure how many people will agree with you, but he says Allen's one throw looked better than anything Fields did. Okay. Appreciate the donation. I wrote the 3rd and 4. I'm gonna ask y'all again because we asked about the Connor Hayward catch. That 3rd and 4. Ball was a touch high, but it went through the hands of George Pickens. I'm gonna ask you guys, should George Pickens have caught that ball? The 3rd and 4 coming on the left side. Steelers were right at about midfield. Should that have been a catch? Here's an interesting thing I'm starting to notice. I have a feeling that MT Mooch and MT Legendary are the same people, or they know each other. It's quite a coincidence for both of them to have a name of MT. And pretty much if you pay attention, I told y'all I got a photographic memory. If you pay attention to what MT Legendary and what MT Mooch over the time that we've seen these names, what they chat here, very similar in beliefs. So I'm starting to think it's the same person. But anyway, or at least the same person is behind it. What did y'all say? The 100% on Pickens, okay. It was a good throw. Got to give it to you on that. Yeah, definitely. Allen, excellent throw. But then, I mean, again, y'all know me. I'm keeping it fair. Fields made 2 good throws right behind Allen. So to me, I just think some of you guys are over the top when you because when you say that, right? I'm looking at the duration of what Justin Fields has done. And I'm like, stop. You know what I mean? But again, it's one's opinion. I try to be I don't even say try. I'm as objective as possible. I don't have any allegiance to any of these players or staff. I call it like I see it. What else y'all got? It was high though. Okay, Jordan Mid said it was high, but he did say, yeah, GP should have caught it. Got you. I'm with you there. Mr. Winningham says George Pickens is showing poor effort. Yeah, it looks like it, man. And I'm going to really pay attention to it on the 22. What else y'all got? Stillberg says yes, but he checked out at that point. And see, that's not good. What else? Pickens should have had that. Yeah, I thought so too, man. I thought so too. I really thought so. So there you have it. You know, those were two balls there. Boy. The Connor Hayward throw and catch, I thought should have been a catch, even though, you know, you had to lean out for it, as well as George Pickens. I thought he should have caught that. The one ball thrown to Van Jefferson, I think that ball was thrown short by Justin Fields. If he could have put it out a little further. So, again, I think we all pretty much agree there. Both of those were catchable balls, man. So, oh my God. But let's get back to it, man. Holding by Beanie Bishop late in the third quarter. Steelers would have been off the field. One of y'all remember that one? Beanie Bishop got called for holding in the third quarter, late in the third. Steelers were off the field, and the Cowboys ended up scoring with a pass to Dowdle. On that play, Deshaun Elliott falls down, but Steelers were off the field. Beanie Bishop comes up with a holding, and Beanie Bishop, holy moly. I'm going to try to remember that here in a minute, too, as I get closer to the end of the show here. Like I said, guys, I don't think I'm gonna get to the calls tonight. Some of y'all were saying Blog Talk was acting up anyway, so that works out. I know, Tim. I'm trying, man. Beanie Bishop had a rough one, bro. How about that pass? Who was that? The Turban? Was that the Turban? The one down the middle where he gave him a little nod inside and right, man. It was bad. Bishop just chasing behind homie. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all about Beanie Bishop, and I see you, Scotland. I'll come in just a second. Bishop has done some decent things, but have y'all noticed even in the games that we won, Beanie Bishop sometimes looks lost. Have y'all noticed that? Sometimes in coverage, it's like he literally is like you can see his body language. He kind of don't know where to go. Am I the only one that saw that? And I'm not talking about just this game. Think about all of the games. Yeah, he's made some tackles. Actually made a good play on a third down in this game, early in the game. I might have been their first drive. But he seems like Bishop became a pawn. I like that one. Yeah, man. And yeah, it's a young guy, so I'm not trying to beat him up, man. I'm just calling it like I see it. It seems like there's times where he's kind of, he don't know what's happening, man, but didn't have his best game at all. And, after a lot of people around the league talking about commentators were saying that he was playing well, but he did not show up in this particular game. And it's unfortunate, man. He had a couple moments that you can point out that was on Beanie Bishop. Yeah. In fact, and I'm going to watch the play again to be sure, but I almost feel like Beanie Bishop could have, I think. Now, I haven't seen the play again, but I think Beanie Bishop almost had a chance to be a free roamer on that touchdown at the end of the game, even though we were in man. I'd have to pull it up to make sure, but oh, yeah, see, somebody says the touchdown was on Beanie. You talking about the last one? That's what I was kind of thinking too, man. So, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Oh, wow, look at MT Legendary. Trade Minka for Duran. Why would they trade us? Round of applause, man, to Walter Worthy. I appreciate that, Wonder Bread, man. Thank you so much. He says, how about we talk about this D a little bit? 3rd and 8, 3rd and 14. Might as well be 3rd and inches, 3rd and 5. DBs are 6 to 7 yards off the line, and they immediately backpedaling from the snap. Help me understand. This is Walter. How many weeks have you heard me say that? I've been saying that for a few years now. And see, that's defensive mentality. That is Austin, and that is Mike Tomlin, right? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. And the funny thing is, we complain about that, right? But the defense, in all reality, has played well this season. And yet I still complain about that because I think, and that's going to be one of my points. I'll get there in a minute. I'm almost there. 3rd down. Don't even get me started. All right, let me move through this really quick, man. Like I said, Cowboys scored off of that hold by Beanie Bishop, and that was a 3rd down. We was off the field. The offense and the defense. 3rd down. My God. 3rd down was just, can't convert them, can't get off the field. Both offense and defense were horrendous in percentage on 3rd down in this game. Terrible. Just terrible. Outright terrible. It's bad, guys. It's really bad. You want to give the defense a lot of credit. I mean, again, without seeing the game in real time and, getting updates, ran into a Steelers fan, right? At my boy's wedding. He comes in there He got on all black. He got a terrible towel tucked in his pocket and got on some yellow and black dunks. I was like, I seen him down the hall. I was like, pointed at the towel. He saw me, saluted him. And then after we got into the reception or whatever, we chopped it up, told him about the show. So shout outs to you, brother, if you're watching. He said he was going to tune in, man. And hopefully you tuning in, because he was telling me, man, at the time when it was 3-3, and he actually was the one that told me that it was delayed. And he's like, it's 3-3, man. I don't care what it is as long as we get the dub, right? So when he told me what the score was, and then it was like 63, I'm like, yo, this is a real good defensive game. So like I said, by the time I got a chance to even watch it in real time, I only watched the last 6-7 minutes of the game. I'm thinking when we scored, we went down there, scored off of that little shovel pass to Friday move. I'm saying, all right, it's 4 minutes and 56 seconds left. In my mind, I'm like, can the defense close this out? If they can't close it out, are we able to, have some time left? Maybe they go down and get a little score and we can come right back. But the Cowboys did it to perfection. And in that moment was when the defense didn't show up, bro. Yeah, TJ Watt was TJ Watt. Herbig was having some moments in that game as well. But in that key moment, and it was third downs, unable to get off the field, unable to stop the run. Dowdle rushes for over 80 yards. And it was explosive plays. And that's the biggest problem that I'm seeing with this defense, y'all. Yeah, the defense is playing well. What do I always say? I'm not going to just say they trash now because we lost that game. Again, it was only 20-17, right? What have I been saying all season? What have I been saying since y'all have known me? Some of y'all. If you hold an NFL team to 20 points or less, it's a pretty decent job. The way the NFL game is played now. Up and down, up and down, up and down. That's a pretty decent job. The Pittsburgh Steelers held that team to under 20 points all the way until 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. But the issue with this defense is this defense gives up too many explosive plays. Too many. 20-plus yarders. Too many 10-yard plus in the run game. That's the problem with the D. Can't get off the field on third down. I think they said the Cowboys was 9 for 15. That is the problem. Yeah, we play good defense, but we give up too many explosive plays. And then the offensive side of the ball. We can't run the football. Listen, whatever you want to say about Fields or Wilson, because we're going to end with that when I get there. Not being able to run the football is going to hurt any of these quarterbacks. I don't care who you put back there. The way the Steelers are currently constructed, they have to be able to have a successful, sustainable run game, in which we do not. That is the biggest problem. That's how they're currently built. Like it or love it, hate it or not, that's how they are built. They are built to run the football, play bully ball, take shots down the field, run play action. But the problem is they're not able to run the football. Some of that is Najee as far as his style. Some of that is missed blocks. Because when you look at the all-22, there are times when you look at certain guys and be like, that is the real problem. We can't score no points. So yeah, as much as I want to get on the defense, we can't score no points. Y'all just heard me say last week, dog, we don't have to be a 30-point team. I think with the defense that we can play in spots, I said it last week, and y'all could probably quote me. I said, bruh, all we need to be able to do is score about 24 points. 24, anywhere from 21 to 24. If we can average that, we win a lot of these games, because I do think, although our defense gives up explosive plays, I do think our defense has played really well. this entire season so far after 5 games, and we've kept these scores relatively low. Again, the Cowboys scored 20 points. We held them to 13 points until 20 seconds left. What's my number? If we average between 21 and 24, I think we win a lot of games. 21 would have won us this game. Let me share with you guys an interesting stat. Shout outs to Alex Kazor for posting this. The Steelers' offensive points average for the last 4 seasons, and this season isn't complete yet, but he included 2024. In 2021, the Steelers averaged 20.2 points a game. 2022, they averaged 18.1 points a game. 2023, 17.9 points a game. And in 2024, 18.4. They have not averaged 20 points a game for 3 seasons in 5 games. That is disgusting. This has been Matt Canada. This has been Kenny Pickett. And now this is Arthur Smith. Hey, if I'm not mistaken, 2021. No, that was Kenny. That was Kenny and Fichtner, I think. Bad, bruh. That's bad. That is the reason why the Steelers are losing. We're playing good enough defense. Let's say that. I know a lot of people going to beat the defense up for giving up that last drive. Okay, that's fair. But that ain't why we lost. Had we won, I still would be complaining. Proof of that is go watch some of my previous videos from last season when we was winning them close games. Matter of fact, watch a couple of the shows from this year when we losing by that. I mean, or winning by that short margin. What have I said? We got to score more points. It's not sustainable. And it's for a multitude of reasons, dog. Some could say scheme, but like I said, I think Arthur Smith has enough tools in his tool bag to call a better game. And he hasn't called the worst games. They're just certain plays, a couple plays here and there in the game when we like, well. But I promise y'all, go watch the All-22. He hasn't called the worst. He just got to mix up. He got to do a mixed salad, man. He got to do a chopped salad of his plays and start pulling stuff out and run that. Don't be so predictable at times. That's the problem. Also, let me tell y'all something else. We're not losing games because of Justin Fields. Let me tell you something else. We have really no other receivers to rely on. Van Jefferson hasn't given us much, nor has Calvin Austin. But again, like I said, there's times when we're in 12 personnel rather than 11. Where's Roman Wilson? Why is Roman Wilson not playing? I don't understand that. Now, I know they probably trying to bring him along because he missed a lot of time. I get that. But, man, I think it's time to put him out there, bro, just to see. Because we definitely don't have a second receiver, not even a bona fide number 2. We don't have a second receiver that you're expecting to get the ball if it ain't GP. So it's a talent thing as well. It's more than just the quarterback. And like I said, I think I know what this team is already. This is a team that is going to try to win football games off of muscle. Like I said, for everybody who wants to say that Steelers ain't trying to score no points. Let me see something here. I'm gonna pull up something really quick. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up something real quick. I have not seen this, but I'm gonna pull up something to see if it proves my point. Oh yeah. I'm gonna read to you guys. I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans schedule in 2019. Okay? And let's see. I'm going to get all of the points. Hold on, give me a second. I'm going to look at the points. Okay, so the Titans scored one game. They scored 33 points in a loss. They scored 34 points that season. They had a 20-point game. They had as little as a 10-point game. They had a 42-point game. They had a 30-point game. They had a 36-point game, a 47-point game, 27 points, 24 points, 34 points. Now, here's my point. Oh, look, thank you, Y. Dickey. They scored 402, average 25 points per game. Arthur Smith is pretty much running the same offense. So that's my counter to those of you that say, oh, well, their philosophy, they just want to be conservative and they don't want to score no points. Dog. Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith can want to be as conservative as possible, right? That doesn't mean they don't want to score points. So that's why I'm not even allowing that excuse. Y'all are saying that, but I'm not even going to give them that. Because I have never heard of any football team, any football coach that says, hey, we're just going to score 16 points and we're going to keep them from scoring and we're going to win. If you get a chance to score, don't score because all we need is 19. That is dumb to even say that. I don't care if they are conservative in approach. They still would want to get first downs and score. So I don't want to hear nobody say that again. I'm not listening to anybody telling me they don't want to score points. And speaking of Mike Tomlin, can I remind y'all that who was the Pittsburgh Steelers coach when we had the Killer Bees? Who was the coach? Do y'all remember who coached that team? Those teams? As a matter of fact, do you remember who was the coach when Ben Roethlisberger threw 12 touchdowns in 2 weeks? I'm speaking to everybody except the MTs, because y'all are so biased on one way. And I hate to say that about anybody, but we're never going to agree on anything. So I'm not even speaking to you two fellas. You fella, it's the same person. Oh, yeah. Todd Haley also was the coordinator. My point being, I don't understand why people say that Tomlin doesn't want to score. It's two different philosophies. And again, if this is, let's say it's true. Let's say he does just want to be conservative and doesn't want to lose. Maybe. I can't outright say that. I don't know what their approach is. But that approach would not include not scoring points. So I'm sorry. That is just dumb if you're thinking that way. If we could play the way we've been playing right now and score 30 points a game, I'm pretty sure they would take that. The biggest problem, guys, is talent and execution. And who was at my doorbell? Hold on, guys. Oh, I think that's my niece leaving. That's the problem. We have no bona fide number 2. Our offensive line has been up and down when you talk about run blocking. It seems like they're playing a very conservative approach with Justin Fields. That's why they're not winning. Plain and simple. There's a whole bunch of teams right now in the league that run the football very well that's winning. So I'm just saying that is the craziest approach I've heard anybody mention, and y'all are out there saying it. That's crazy. I'm sorry. I disagree with you. Where I might disagree with some of y'all too is I still believe in Arthur Smith. Yeah, I'm saying that. That's my opinion. I'm watching what this guy's doing in terms of what he's trying to do with certain personnel and packages and plays. I see the vision. I just need him to, not be so stagnant in the calling of play. I just need him, again, take all of them plays and all them tools he got in his toolbox, mix that all up, and then present a new plan. But I still think Arthur Smith I like Arthur Smith more than I liked Matt Canada. That's going to confuse some of y'all because, again, some of you guys are narrow-minded, no disrespect, but some of y'all will say, oh, it's the exact same. No, it's not. It's not. Some of the results may be appearing the same, but his approach is not the same. It's not. Arthur Smith has drawn up some very good plays. I just need him to make him guess a little bit more on second down, 2nd and 10. 1st and 10. Let's get a little more multiple. Let's get some 11 personnel out there and throw them off a little bit on 1st down. Let's incorporate some more power. We don't have to run stretch and zone so much. Let's maybe dial back the toss with these backs that can't really hit it like that. Maybe running the toss again when Cordero comes back. He's the guy that seems to be still quick, and Jaylen Warren. It is not Najee. It doesn't appear to be Shampkin or Ward either. That ain't their style. So all I need him to do is just, mix it up a little bit. But I still believe in Arthur Smith for right now. I do. But last but not least, guys, because I've talked a lot tonight, I want to end with this. Hold on. Before we go, even though we lost, I understand that. But I actually do have some congratulations to give out to a few players. And I am going to do that before I wrap up with my final remarks. So I need you guys to bear with me. I know we lost, but there's still people that we can celebrate with the big head moment. Oh, yeah. There's still a few people that we could give a tip of the big hat to with the big hat moment. Can't forget those people. First one up. Peyton Willis gets an honorable mention. He's on this list, but he didn't do so much. But did y'all see that big tackle for loss by Peyton Wilson at the start of the 4th quarter? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see where he came from and how fast he got to the back and dropped him for 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage? Did y'all see that? I need somebody to confirm that y'all saw that before I move on, because what I saw there and the reason why I'm giving him a tip of the big hat, potential. Did y'all see that? That boy was moving. That's what I'm talking about. If we could get middle linebacker play like that consistently, remember, he's a rookie too. But did y'all see that boy Start from the middle of the field and shoot them. Bruh. For that, he gets a tip of the big hat. Next up, next on the list for the big hat moment. Got to go with Dante Jackson. Got to go with Dante Jackson, man. He got an interception. Now, I'm not going to say any of the cornerbacks played great in this game, but hey, that boy got 2 interceptions on the year. Tip of the big hat, man, because you stopped the Cowboys from scoring once again. I'm not sure why Dak threw it, but shout out to Dante Jackson, man. Another free agent signing, showing up, making some plays. Next up for the big hat moment, Joey Porter Jr. Shout outs. Got you an interception as well. Way to track that ball down and go get it. Good job, sir. But you also had a couple times where I saw some leaky coverage. But hey, anytime a guy gets a turnover, tip of the big hat. Real quick, some honorable mentions. Obviously, TJ Watt, but come on. And Herbig, but wasn't enough done in those regards, right? But they play excellent as well. I mean, you could give those guys the big hat moment as well. So shout outs to Herbig, shout outs to TJ. TJ, come on. For tip of the big hat for getting that 100th sack, man. Like, incredible feat. Incredible. Second youngest to do it behind Reggie White. And by the way, he was a guy that the Steelers drafted that was a project, but some of y'all in the chat will say the Steelers don't never hit big in the draft. Or y'all would say we never develop players. What about TJ Watt? We never talk about the success stories. We only talk about the draft picks that didn't work. We never talk about the success. It's interesting under this current tenure. But last but not least, who might get the biggest big hat moment? Elandon Roberts. That's all I got to say. I don't even have to use words. Elandon Roberts. That's what I'm talking about. That was outstanding, bro. A tip of the big hat with both hands, brother. That's what I'm talking about. That's what my boy Tony would call bussing. He's a busser. That was beautiful. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't get on the ball, man. Dak was Johnny on the spot. That could have ended the game right there. But what a wonderful play. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. When they was on like that half-yard line, I thought the game was over. I was like, they're going to score. And when he knocked that ball out and we backed them up to the 4, I thought we had a chance, man. I thought we had a chance. So, Elandon Roberts, tip of the big hat, my brother. That was beautiful. And that will conclude this version of the Big Hat Moment. It's just too bad we didn't win the game, man. But last but not least, let me say this, because me and Kenya talk about this a lot. Then I'll sit in the chat for a couple minutes. Playing defense in the NFL or in football in general is tricky. There's times when you should call man. There's times when you should call zone. Steelers were in man in that situation. I kind of understand why they did it. And the Steelers, I know Kenya saw this. The Steelers did something that I don't usually see them do in man coverage. See, again, A lot of people won't recognize the good in a situation. The first thing that you do is when a play doesn't go your way, you want to call it a bad play. But I saw the good in that play. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go back and watch it. I want to say Beanie Bishop might have been a key piece of that. Because if I remember from first glance, Beanie Bishop didn't really have anybody to cover. His man went to the left. And I think he chased him. But what he should have did, because he really didn't have anybody to cover, right? Because everybody else was passing off. That's something we don't typically do in man. Kenyon is my witness. We don't typically do that. Y'all have heard me say this over the years, like, yo, why we, dog, even in man coverage, you can pass off. That's how you prevent the rub. I've seen teams in the NFL, the Patriots used to do it a lot. Even when the rub route is coming, they pass it off even out of man, so there's no natural pick. And I used to complain about us not doing it. We did it. We did it. You saw guys passing it off, like visually. And Elliott almost got there, but it had Beanie Bishop with this guy, had he ran to his right along with Jalen, what's the kid's name? I don't remember his last name, but that throw might not have been there. I don't think it would have been there. I got to go back and watch it to be sure, but I'm almost certain that Beanie Bishop was kind of the guy that kind of was in free roam area. Because once your man goes this way, and if we passing off, stay to the right. You got a guy coming right at you. In fact, it looked like Elliott had to kind of get through him to even get there. And he almost got there. Tolbert, that's right. Thank you, Mr. Winningham. Elliott almost got there. I know some people probably saw that at first glance, was like, oh, they blew it. Elliott got in position enough, he just couldn't get the ball. Great throw by Dak. Great throw. He put it in a place where only could, again, it was kind of a combat catch. So imagine what would have happened if Bishop would have ran with him. And this is what I was saying, guys. There's times where I've noticed that Beanie Bishop is lost. But that, folks, yeah, we gave up the touchdown. Oh, I'm excited if we are finally starting to play some man situations where we passing guys off. That is something we need to continue to do in certain situations. That almost worked. So again, that's living proof when I tell y'all, I don't just look at a play call and I say the call was bad because it didn't work. No, I don't. I don't do that. I don't. Zone maybe could have worked in that scenario too. Depending on, what zone you ran, it might have worked because you may have had somebody there. But I'm not mad at how we played man because, again, man, in that situation, we finally did something that I liked and allowed us to play tight. And it allowed us to utilize the goal line. Remember, you get 5 yards to put your hands on them. It allows sticky coverage. And it almost worked, guys. It almost worked. But I'm almost certain that Beanie Bishop, if he would have passed him off like everybody else did, go back and watch that play if you get a chance. They was passing them off. And they ran a mesh concept, man, perfect against man, unless you passing it off. If you're doing like some type of match in man, it's hard to get that off because there's not going to be a pick or a rub because everybody is playing and then they disperse and they chase the guy that crosses their face as opposed to running with the original guy. Almost worked, man. Almost worked. So I did appreciate that. It's just unfortunate, guys. It came down to that. But like I said, had we won the game, you would still hear me sitting here saying the same thing about the offense. Point blank period. The Steelers are going to have to find a way to score more points. I feel like I already know what this team is. This is a team that's going to have to somehow try to continue to keep scores down and find ways to get in the end zone. That's what this team is. I don't think I'm going to see anything different. I know what they are now. They are a good defense, a really good defense at times, but in spots, the defense gives up too many explosive plays. That's who they are. They cannot get off the field on third down when they need to. Offensively, we sit back and we relax too much instead of coming out and trying to get the lead early. Now, granted, good job, Arthur Smith, with that play call to Connor Haywood on, what was that, like the second or third play of the game on 1st and 10. That's what I'm talking about. Do more of that. That one was there for the taking. That one was there. Beautiful. We need you to do more of that off script. And last but not least, we gotta be able to run the ball and block it up. There's too many plays, if you really pay attention, where guys are hitting the running backs right at the line. We got to hold these blocks down, man. And I would suggest, honestly, man, if I was Arthur Smith, it seemed like even last year the same thing. We have more success when we run power. When we run power, when we run a wham or inside like a zone split, if you're gonna run inside zone or just a zone period, when you do the zone split where you got the guy coming down and cracking the backside, or running a wham, or just running power, that's where we're having more success. So, like I said, man, Arthur Smith, all he got to do is just pick the right tools out of his tool bag, and I think this team will be okay. I still believe sitting at 3-2. This looks like a team that could get it together. The way that it's constructed, I think we might be able to start getting the run game going. I don't know, but the Steelers are not going to win many games where they're trailing. And not just that, is where they have dug such a hole in terms of production early in the game. They have to get off to a faster start. The Steelers should not, I'm going to say this, they can't afford to not score within the first three offensive possessions. Excuse me, I got tongue-tied. Let me say that again. They cannot afford to not score within the first 3 offensive possessions. If they don't do that, the odds of them winning the football game go way down. That's who this team is right now. So as I continue to watch these games every week, I'm going to think that we can probably be in a lot of these games, but some of these games I'm not sure about because I think some of these other offenses are able to strike quicker, even with our defense. Remember, our defense is giving up big plays a lot, explosive plays. And if the other team builds a decent lead, 10 to 14 points, it gets ugly for us. Now, the last thing. I spent too much time here tonight talking about other things, but I got to spend 2 moments on this. I keep seeing everybody say it's time for Russell Wilson. I keep asking y'all, what level higher does Russell Wilson take this team right now? Let me qualify my statement again. Some of you guys are new watching. I got to always act like I'm saying it for the first time, even though I've said it several times. I am an extremely big Russell Wilson fan, have always been. Always support him. He's from my hometown. I would love to see Russell Wilson play quarterback for my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. However, 2 things. What exactly does he do that's so overwhelmingly different with the current construction of this team not being able to run the football well? Take that into account. What would he have done differently Sunday night? Some people might say, oh, he may have thrown a better ball. Okay. But I'm saying, how does Russell Wilson right now make this team 2 times better? I just don't see it, because what you're going to do when Russell comes in, you completely remove a component of the offense. There will be no more design quarterback runs. There will be no more zone read, which is something we need to do more of. Arthur Smith, do that more. That will open up the run game. That will open the run game because then they're going to have to start keying on one or the other. See, he got tools in his bag. He just won't use them all. But that's all I'm going to say. And hey, if they throw Russell in there, cool. I'm not going to be upset. I'm just saying, for those of you that just think the team is going to automatically turn around, I don't see it. I need y'all to tell me how that happens. Donation. Quote says those deep balls would have been on target. Perhaps, but Russell Wilson has missed also. Maybe. What else? Thank you, Last King of Scotland. Real quick round of applause. Okay, Russell can play from under center. Okay. That might help a little bit. That might help a little bit with play action. But again, I want y'all to tell me specifically how does Russell make this team so much better than what it is now? Quote says Russ is going to get sacked more, but he will score more touchdowns. Possibly. Says Denver didn't have a run game last season, and neither do we. See now, quote, now you're starting to get into my bag now. Mr. Winningham says Russell doesn't get the ball out fast enough. Good point. Walter says the deep balls may not have been an option with the D pinning their ears back, knowing that the run threat isn't there. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of people are speculating. But remember, you take the mobile aspect away. Not saying Russell can't run, but Russell's not looking to run at this stage of his career. So you even minimize what he's going to do in the pocket as far as extending the play. But also the run game will suffer even more, I think, unless the line turns it around. But I'm talking about as currently constructed from what we've seen through 5 games. The run game will suffer without the threat of a zone run. Exactly, Mark. See, I won't go say that. Mark said it. Justin Fields did play under center on Sunday. I don't know how some of y'all missed that. See? I'm just saying. Somebody in the chat said he can't play from under center, and he definitely did. He did on Sunday. Now, if you want to talk about who does it better, that's semantics. I'm just saying, I need you guys to give me the meat and potatoes of it. Give me the substance of how you think Russell Wilson makes this team so much better today. That's what I'm looking for. MT says Fields can't read defenses. Okay. I forget again how to pronounce your name, my brother, but he says, I don't think Fields is running great. Okay, okay. I'm not asking him to be Michael Vick, and I'm not saying he's running great, but none of us here can deny that Justin Fields has moved the chains with his legs several times this season. He's scored touchdowns with his legs. Russell Wilson's not doing that. That's the point I'm making. It ain't about how great he's running. It's the threat of the run. It's the threat. Zone read. The design QB runs. We ran like 4 of them in the first quarter. You're going to take that away. You're taking that away if you sit Fields down. That's all I'm saying. But whatever. I'm here for whatever. Whatever they do, I just want to see us win. Oh, man. I forgot. I'm not supposed to be responding to some of the MT comments. Look, both of them. Look at both of them. They both talking about Kyle Allen. See, it's the same person, y'all. I promise you. But anyway, Last King of Scotland, thank you. Appreciate the donation. He says he threw the ball twice. Listen. I'm not here to battle with y'all the same way y'all try to battle with me or whoever else in the chat. None of you guys are coaches. Nor am I. I don't know what's the best option. You're
90
speculating.
seconds.
Oh, let me cut blog talk off. You're speculating. I try to stay away from the speculation. I can't say with confidence who's better or who's worse. All I'm speaking on is the fact that the Steelers have one game so far this season. All I'm saying is that Justin Fields, in my opinion, hasn't done enough to be benched. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not campaigning for him. I'm just saying, for everybody who's rushing to bench him now that they've lost 2 games, I don't know if Russell Wilson makes it any better. I don't see it. When I look at the totality of this offense, I don't see Russell Wilson shooting it to the moon. Maybe Russell Wilson comes in and makes a few better reads here and there, or a little more accuracy here and there. But Justin Fields, up until Sunday, has been pretty accurate. A couple of those throws in that game were off. A couple. 2 of them were catchable. I just don't, what I don't understand about our fan base sometimes is how much you guys seem to dislike somebody. It's never that way with me. I have fun with it. When a player does bad, y'all know what I've done over the years. I take their name from them and I just call them a number. But I never have like a dislike for a player. And it seems like some people just hate Justin Fields. And I'm like, okay, I don't get it. Justin Fields has played well. And this guy is learning. New system, new team. So, but whatever. We can agree to disagree. Yeah, I say you stick with Fields for now. I say if Fields, like visually, if we see him in another game, like struggle, then maybe it's time to switch. So that's my final say. I don't think you make that move right now because I don't think he's done enough. I think largely the offense itself, and that can incorporate players and coaches. I do not put this on Fields' shoulder alone. And because I have not been able to say that Justin Fields lost us a game, he has not earned, he has not earned the sit him on the bench treatment. That's just my opinion. So I'll leave it at that. And all of y'all in here talking about Shador and all that, man, come on, man. Like, y'all crack me up, man. I love y'all, but y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy, man. Like, how many college quarterbacks could we say how good they are or were? How good was Justin Fields in college? Hilarious. But I love y'all just the same, man. Y'all do make it entertaining because sometimes some of the things y'all say, I cannot believe it. As I'm sure y'all say that about me, but I don't care. Dominic says they got rid of Deontay and no backup plan. They need another receiver badly, and they need to feed Pickens the ball early in the games. Can't believe he doesn't have a touchdown yet. Yeah, that's very true, man. Very true. Pickens needs the ball, and this is what I'm saying. Arthur Smith, come on, man. Get in your tool bag, man. You got tools in there. I love this because the truth is, the truth is that's his name, but it flows with his statement perfectly. The truth is Justin is the reason we're in games. You are absolutely correct. That's amazing how that happened. That's some kind of entendre right there, right? His actual name is The Truth Is. It didn't see that's my rapper brain right there. How he used the name to tie into the sentence. The same way I used to run this bar into that bar into that bar. Only Kenyon probably know what I'm talking about. Maybe Y Diggy. Some of y'all hip hop heads know what I mean. But that was smooth right there. But you're absolutely correct. The truth is, because the truth is Justin Fields is the reason why we've been in these games. Absolute fact. And the defense. Justin Fields has not lost the game. You know? So, okay. But yeah, my bad, guys. And again, no disrespect to MT, legendary MT Mooch, but I've been saying I wasn't going to respond to y'all, and y'all pulled me back in because again, I'm here for open discussion, but some of y'all's comments are so outlandish. It just I'll let you have it. Oh, look at Last King of Scotland. But whatever, man. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. Let me say this loud and clear. I do not care. Let me get close. I do not care about whether you like Justin Fields or not. I do not care whether you like Mike Tomlin or not. I do not care whether you like Arthur Smith or not. I do not care who you like or dislike in this team and or organization. Hey, I don't even care if you like me. It's fine. It's your opinion. We don't need a debate. The only reason why I'm sounding like I'm giving my opinion is because I'm doing a show. But I'm not here to argue because I will never try to convince somebody otherwise. It doesn't matter to me. You think your way, I'll think my way. The only time where I give my 2 cents is when y'all start saying outlandish stuff. But you don't have to go back and forth with me, bro. I don't care. I don't. But I love y'all just the same. Agree to disagree. But all right, man. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. Y'all be good. Y'all have a great night. I should be back to you guys. I'm going to try to keep the pre-games on Fridays. Oh, my son, man, I remember I think I told y'all he was doing tryouts for his local school area team. It's still not the school team because he's not in middle school yet. He's in 5th grade, but he made the area. Like they do school teams, like district teams. He made the team, man. You know, this is the team that he didn't make last year and he played in another league. He made the team, showed up and showed out. And temporarily, his practices are going to be on Thursday and Friday nights. So I say all that to say is my plan is to still do the pregame show. I want to try to get them done on Friday. I might even turn them into a stream. We'll see. But you guys should see me Friday evening. If not, I'll get to it on Saturday to try to talk about keys to victory. And this week I should be able to do a post-game show as well. So we're back to our regularly scheduled program. But I appreciate the congrats on that, man. Oh, he wanted it so bad, man, and he did his thing. It's a tight team, man. So we had him in training. He's really improved. So I know he may be watching it. So he's hearing Dad say it. He really improved. Like, I mean, he played decent last year, but yeah, he's starting to get it at 11. He's starting to get it, man. So I'm happy and proud of him. But yeah, if I don't get to it on Friday, that might be the reason why. But other than that, y'all know the routine, man. Stay safe. Stay healthy. God bless. Good night. Like always, thank y'all for coming out and tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.